Hey, it's Lindsay Music with JL Range Training. I'm here with Cole. He's very reactive. He's a 7-year-old. He's excellent with groundwork and riding. However, he is very reactive and spooky when it comes to objects on the ground or in the air. Mostly on the ground at this point. So we're going to go ahead and get started by desensitizing the air around him. Then I move to the body, the back. I start with the back, then I move to the hips. Then I move to the neck, then the legs. I'm looking for any sign of relaxation with him, whether he endures it for several seconds, 10 to 15 usually, or more. Can't hurt by doing more. Or licking in the lips and chewing, long blinks, relaxing a back foot. He's not giving me any of this at this point. He's only tolerating it for about 15 seconds, or however long this goes. I'm moving to the legs. This is where he really starts to get uncomfortable, when the object is at ground level beneath his level of eyesight. As you can see, he's not particularly okay with it, and I do my best to stay with him and keep the pressure moving. Sorry about that. They went off camera. Can't always keep him in. What I'm doing is I'm continuing to move the pressure off the camera and keep it going until he gives me a sign of relaxation where it's okay to bring him back onto the camera. However, I don't want to stop just at the convenience of the camera. Here I'm allowing him to pursue the object a little bit in front of him, letting him see from side to side, coming up under his chest and away. I just want to get him comfortable with this, realizing that it's not going to hurt him at any point. Now, if I stopped the pressure at this point, it would be teaching him that it's okay to move away, and that's how you get rid of an object and its pressure. So by doing that, that would only create a bad habit. This is how most horses train their owners. However, by keeping the pressure there and continuing to stay with him, I'm teaching him that that's not going to go away until he shows me some sign of relaxation or acceptance. Here he's not jerking his head at least, and he's not reacting so much. He's looking at it, but he's not looking at it in fear. He's standing confidently. Allow him to sniff it if he'd like. He's okay with it overall. He's simply not okay with it down by his feet. A lot of horses struggle with seeing it come in one eye and then go out on the other side. This is because horses have two sides of the brain, and those two sides of the brain function very differently. When you work one side, it may seem like completely foreign to the other side when you start to work on that side. So in doing this, you are operating two sides of the brain and getting them used to that. Notice how I look and allow him to look, but we don't stop the training session entirely. I do love working on windy days so that we can get the most movement out of objects. It also helps him to realize that I'm not going to be fearful, so he doesn't need to be fearful of objects that are moving across the arena or underneath his feet or around him. Notice how he moves away. He prefers not to have it sit by his feet. We're going to continue to work with it to get him comfortable with this fact. He's watching it out of his eye, but backing up allows him to examine it by himself and not jump on me. It also keeps me in a safe position should he decide to move forward in a quick manner. Move his feet. So now we're transitioning our exercise a little bit. I'm just allowing it to be dragged alongside him. One thing I talk about a lot is just having a flexible training plan, always adapting to the situation that's at hand. Right now we're dealing with the wind a little bit, so I'm allowing him to just walk beside the object. This is something that he's very wary of. Following is a little bit different. It gives him the advantage. However, when it's walking beside him, he has to see it only with one eye, and it seems to almost be following him on the side and stalking, so to speak. So I want him to become comfortable with it. So I'm just going to calmly, relaxed, walk with it trailing in front of and to the side of him. I like how he's getting a little bit curious and trying to sniff it on occasion. He's also very watchful of it, so until he's comfortable, we won't stop. Now I'll pick up something that has a little more noise and weight to it. Allow him to look. He's been over this just a day ago, and so now I feel like we can incorporate it into the same idea as the shower curtain. While this is all happening, it's important to remain calm throughout the entire process. If he's jumping around at the end of the lead rope, try and consistently stay calm and just keep walking forward. I'm doing a lot of inside and outside turns, so the tarp is going to his inside on the same side, and then as well to the outside on the same side. Go ahead and continue the exercise until they are comfortable with it on both sides. At this point, we're going to stop, but we continued the training off camera, but I wanted you guys to get a better idea of how we go ahead and do this. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it gave you an idea how to help your spooky horse and get him used to different things in the round pen around him and eventually on the trail.